What's the reason? What you think, huh?
Which was a total different from Who Wants This. You know, y'all knocked it out the park, man, and you know, great record. Diana Ross sample, Marvin Gaye sample. I mean, and who did the beat on that?
So DJ Nasty, and his brother Nasty Beat Makers, basically LVM. DJ Nasty did the beat. Dakari co-produced on it. Dakari wrote the hook. Billy Lawrence sang the hook. You know, like crazy thing people ask us about that song is like, you know, did you know it was a hit when you got in the studio? And it's like, man, honestly, we just went in the studio. Like that just was the routine every day. Was like we would walk in and there'd be a record sitting there ready. Like, yo, just do your verses. You know what I'm saying? And so we just went in and we were like, yo, like I knew it was a dope record. Like I thought it was a real good feel good record. Loved the hook, you know, loved the vibe and obviously the sample. But yeah, I mean, we just recorded it like any other record. I think Tell Me might have been one of the last 3 or 4 records. I want to say it's probably one of the last 3 records we recorded for the album. You know, didn't even think of it as a single really at the time. Like it was just, you know, a good record. Let's get to the next, because we were still focused on Who Wants This. And like, you know, hey, we got to push this one. We got the video coming. Like, let's try to market this record. You know, and yeah, Tell Me just kind of had a life of its own, man. And that's the beauty of hit records, man. They just kind of go. You know, they kind of go. Like it's really hard to go in and make a hit, man. It kind of just organically happen.
And who picked it as a single? Was that Dakari, or was that like everybody, or was that like a loose
So
decision, or?
we were working Who Wants This at the time. You know, we had just shot the video, and you know, like we talking early 2000s. So, you know, for the youngins, right? Like this ain't DSLR. You know, I got a camera, I can shoot a
Yeah, no,
video for a
big
couple
production.
$100. This is 35 millimeter film, like a whole crew with production set. You know, I think the budget for
Trailers.
Who Wants, yeah, I think the budget for Who Wants This was like 300,000 for that video. You know, so we're working the record because we don't put, you know, the money been spent on the video, the money's being spent on vinyl. We're touring with Beanie Man at the time, you know, as his opening act all around the country. I think we ended up doing like 2 months, like 60 something dates with him. It's funny because in the beginning, obviously nobody knows who we are. The record's kind of, it's there, but it ain't like popping, you know, like it's in mix show, it's getting spins, but it ain't like, you know, hitting like that, right? So we would go do radio and, you know, we meet with the PD and we meet the DJs, we do drops, but it was like, it wasn't like a lot of stations, especially in the big cities that was like, yeah, let's get them on air. I remember one day, I want to say we were in Philly and I was sitting there, we were just in the van, like, and I was sitting with my manager, we were just talking and they're like, you know, they're pressing the vinyl for Tell Me. And I want to say the B-side was a song called Ridiculous. Not 100%, I can't 100% remember, but I almost want to say, and they were like kind of testing the records, you know, getting into some DJs and testing it. And what my manager was saying is like, hey man, like they said they've been testing the Tell Me record, and the Tell Me record's like
That's the one.
starting to get some response, like real response. And I was telling him, I was like, man, like I think that's a really good radio record. And he was like, I know, but he was like, but you know, we just got the video. Once it's just got on BET Rap City, we gotta allow some time for that. So Tell Me just kind of had a life of its own, man. Like it was one of those things where it got leaked through vinyl. DJ started playing that one. People started calling on that one. Radio stations started adding it. And it was kind of like Who Wants This at that station was dead at the time, because if they're already playing Tell Me, they're not playing Who Wants This no more, because that was the one already. So once it started kind of picking up and getting a life of its own, then it was like, I remember one day my manager was like, hey, we got to shoot the video for Tell Me. And I'm like, what happened with Who Wants This? We was just working Who Wants This, right? They're like, nah, they're saying it's starting to pick up, like the spins are going up and it's going fast. We got to get the video done, because obviously at the time you got to get video in line with radio,
It
in
takes
line with everything
time.
that's going on. Yeah, and it takes time. Like we shot the first one in LA, but we want the second one in Orlando for our hometown. Like that's we that is where we want to shoot the video.
That's
I
right.
don't care what the concept is, but we want to shoot in Orlando because we want to shoot it in our hometown. And ended up shooting at Universal. The reason they just picked theirs because it had different locations that you could shoot different types of scenes. And man, Yeah, man. Tell me a life of its own, man. Once that thing started rolling, it was over.
Tell Me was a big record, man. I know I was probably like in 7th grade, man, and I just know I remember seeing that like all over BET. I remember the Who Wants This, and then I remember like y'all had a commercial for the Crash the Party, Smiles
Yeah.
of South Star, and like the artwork was genius, like because like, I didn't know if it was a white boy and a black dude or a light-skinned black dude and a dark black dude, like, the album cover and the logo was genius, like, and it was just, I feel like timing was perfect for y'all, like, at that moment, like, with those records.
Yeah,
So
tell me did his thing, man. For sure.
It's been a while. Yeah, you know time goes fast. Let me tell you though, some things still don't pass.